So this right here is gonna be a different type of video, man. It's good to change it up a little bit from time to time. What's going down in this video is I'm gonna be going over my personal favorite sports games of all time. There's gonna be 5. This is a top 5 list. Many games have been played over the course of my lifetime. A good percentage of them have been sports games too, so I guess this would be a good video to make. I feel like a lot of people would find this video enjoyable to watch. I hope they do. Some of these games, a lot of people may not have even heard of before, so, bear with me. Some of these games, some people will be like, what the hell is this? What are you saying? But yeah, man, why waste anybody's time? Let's get into this video. Here's 5. But at the end of this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite sports games of all time were. And maybe it will start a little bit of a discussion. Hopefully it won't be too much of a hectic discussion. People yelling and screaming at each other via the comment section. But anyway, let's get into this video. So I wrote these down on my phone so I didn't forget the order, because I know the 5 games. I just didn't know the order it was going to go in. This was a tough decision too, man, because like I said, I played a lot of games over the course of my life. And a really good percentage of them were sports games. Like, the first video games I ever played were sports games. Like N64, sitting there in my mom's room. All these games were, not all of them, but like 90% of the games I played pretty much right off the bat were sports games. But number 5, MLB 06, the show, was number 5. This was probably one of my favorite baseball games of all time. Wasn't my favorite. There is another baseball game on this list. But number 5 is MLB 06. I remember there was a game mode. Always think back to that game. And me and my buddies that I used to play baseball with always used to come over to my place, and all we would do was sit in the basement and just play this game mode. It was almost like not target practice, but it was like you had to hit targets to earn points and stuff. And someone probably knows exactly what I'm talking about right now, but that was the game mode we pretty much played. Whenever my buddies came over, we played that game mode. I did play like franchise mode and stuff, I'm pretty sure, in this game. Not as much, but like 90% of the time we were all playing that game mode. I probably should have looked that up before. Now I sound like a toolbox. I should have looked this up before I even got into this video, but I'm sure some people know what I'm talking about. It'd be 40 degrees. We would be sitting in the basement playing this game. I was gonna say that's my favorite The Show game, but that's a discussion for another day. I don't know if I should say that 06 was my favorite MLB The Show game of the franchise, but yeah, that was just an amazing game, man. I was 100% addicted to that game, so yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, man, this is crazy right now, man. NBA Street Volume 2. Now this is what happened. I remember I got a GameCube. And I think I got it for Christmas. Yeah, for Christmas. And what year was that? Whatever year that game came out, I got a GameCube and like a little box TV that was, I'm not even joking, it was probably like 14 inches. It was a small box TV. I was pumped. That was probably like the best Christmas gift I ever got in my life. A GameCube and that small box TV. I got NBA Street Volume 2. That game was insane. Like, you could do crazy moves, and like, that was one of those games too. You had to know like the buttons to perform all the crazy dunks. And I remember, like, you could legitimately throw the ball off the backboard, do like 50 spins in the air, and then throw down the craziest dunk you've ever seen. So that was probably my favorite NBA game of all time. Yeah, man, all these games I was addicted to 100%. Like, I just remember that because I remember when I got my GameCube and my small box TV and I got NBA Street Volume 2, I was pumped, man, because I think we had it on PS2. Me and my brother used to play it, but once I got a GameCube, I needed it for myself because we played that game a lot. Ankle breakers you could do in that game was just insane, man. It was... Yeah, like that was thinking back to that game now is making me laugh my ass off, because I just remember pulling off some crazy moves and I would go crazy. I'd be sitting there in my room, little me would be sitting there in my room going ballistic because I just broke someone's ankles or something. So that was number 4. Number 3 is another baseball game. I know some people may not have even heard of this game before. This was made in the late 90s, I'm pretty sure it was. Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest on N64. This was one of the first games I ever played. Like, when we had an N64, for some reason it was in my mom's room, which I never understood. I should ask her this. Why was the you know what? It probably was because she didn't want me and my brother playing N64 like really late, because there was times when I would when my mom would be like working evenings or something, and I'd be sitting in her room watching like TV or something until she got home, which would be like 11:30, and this is when I was probably like 6 years old. Yeah, for some reason the N64 was in her room, and this was one of the first games I ever played. I think the first like handful of games I got was this game, like NHL 99. I got some WCW game. But yeah, this was one of the first games I played. There wasn't like a crazy amount of game modes or anything. Like there was like a franchise mode and stuff, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. But this was a long time ago, man. This was a really long time ago, because yeah, I think this game was made like 98 or 99. And I think there was like pretty much the game modes I played was franchise mode, and I think there was a home run derby too. And if you just played as Griffey and someone else, I used to play as Griffey and someone else, because they would just hit home. It would be a guaranteed home run, like no joke, man. You use Griffey, or man, who was it? There was someone else I liked using. And yeah, it'd be like a guaranteed home run every single time. The commentary in that game was pretty fun. I used to find it pretty funny. Maybe it's just because I was pretty young at the time, but right now, I don't know. I need to get like an N64 back. Like, I need to hit up the secondhand game store and buy one of these things and get some gameplay in, dude, because that would be the craziest thing ever. That would be fun as hell. Number 2 on this list. Number 2 and number 1, man. I was sitting here like a damn fool, thinking, what should I put as number 1 and what should I put as number 2? But with number 2, I went with NFL Blitz from N64. Not NFL Blitz. I think there was an NFL Blitz made like 2012 or something. This is the NFL Blitz that was made on N64. Now, if you want to talk about craziness, honestly, the best thing about this game was you could legitimately pull some wrestling moves on people. You could leg drop people. Like, the whistle would be blown. This is what would happen. The whistle would be blown. You would run over to the person that you just tackled, and you could leg drop them. You could pick them up by the neck and like throw them to the ground. It was insane, man. I think there was a glitch in this game too. Actually, I'm not really sure if it was a glitch, but I just remember all you had to do was you just had to roll out to the right, and then you just fired it down the field to your receiver running a seam route pretty much, and it would be a guaranteed touchdown every single time. But you had to make it to the sideline pretty much. Your toes had to be a centimeter away from the sideline. I think it worked if you rolled out to the left too. But this was, I think I had this game. I don't think I got this game, like, no, I didn't. When this game first came out, I think this game came out before Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest, and then I got it after. Like, I don't think that this was part of the first, like, handful of games I got. But when I did get this game, this was pretty much the only game I played. And yeah, this was kind of like one of those, like, arcade type games, and it was just insane, man. Just that what you could do to people after the whistle and stuff was insane. Like, there'd be no way that they would ever make a game like this again. I didn't even play like franchise mode or anything. I don't even know if there was a franchise mode back then. All I played was just playing against the CPU, or if I had some friends over and stuff, I would play against them. You could also like get the ball, throw it backwards, and then like throw it forwards, and like you could like throw the ball wherever on the field pretty much. Like, you could throw it to somebody, they could throw it back to the quarterback, and then you could pretty much throw it back. It was just insane, man. It's hard to explain. That's number 2 on this list. And like I said, number 1 and number 2, it was a very tough decision. But I think I came to the conclusion, and this is a good one too, man, because this was probably, like, if I made a video of my top 5 favorite video games of all time, this may be actually number 1. Might be number 1 ever on planet Earth. So number 1, Tony Hawk's Underground. Now, I know some people don't even consider skateboarding a sport, which I personally don't understand. I've always considered skateboarding a sport, and it should be official now, because I think, yeah, last year they said that skateboarding is going to be in the 2020 Olympics too. So I mean, I think it's official that skateboarding is a sport. I've always considered skateboarding a sport. I used to skate when I was a kid. This was the game too. Like, Tony Hawk was already amazing. Like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, 2, 3, and 4 were already amazing games. And then they come out with Underground. And it's like, how could this game get better, really? And it did, because this game, I think, was the first game you could, like, get off your board. And it was the first game that there was, like, an actual story mode, because Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, 2, 3, and 4, it was just kind of, you know, if you played those games, you know what I mean. You just went in and you, like, collected the skate letters, and you just did, like, missions and challenges and stuff. But this was the first game that you could, like, yeah, get off your board, and there was a story. Thinking about this game right now, it makes me want to go out and just buy any console this was on and just play this game, because this was probably my favorite game of all time, man. Like, I used to be a huge skateboarding fan. I still am. But when I was a kid, I used to skate, like I said, so I played a lot of Tony Hawk games, and I still would if they weren't bad. Like, what was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 came out, what was that, a couple years ago, and that game, you know, that was just going back to, like, the roots of Tony Hawk, and no one really appreciated that game because, you know, there hasn't been a Pro Skater release since, Jesus, when was that, like, early 2000s or something, so it's been a long time since they released any Tony Hawk games, and they dropped that, and then I didn't even think that game was going to do good. I don't think it did anyway. That was like, yeah, I think it did terrible, you know, selling-wise and stuff, but this game, they made another Underground game, dude, I would be jumping in, my head would go through the roof if they were making another Underground game or just another game like this, because this was 100% my favorite game of all time. You could do so much in this game too. Like, you could pick your like your board designs in like Pro Skater 3 and 4, but you couldn't actually like make your own creations and like customize, like, yeah, you could pick your trucks and your wheels and all that stuff, man. It was crazy. That was just like a really good, it was insane because, yeah, like, you really didn't know if Tony Hawk could get better, and then they released a game that was like 10 times better than any of the Pro Skater games, and the Pro Skater games were already incredible. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else there is to say. All these games are incredible. I mean, if you want to see some gameplay on these games, I'm sure you can find some on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I wish I had these games because I would have been able to get gameplay and stuff. But yeah, there's definitely gameplay on YouTube and stuff, or just on the internet. You can find gameplay for all these games since they are kind of older. But yeah, that is my top 5 favorite sports games of all time. Like I said, if you guys want to leave a comment down below and let me know what your 5 or just whatever your favorite sports game is of all time, let me know. And then, yeah, that could possibly start a discussion or something. But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. If you want to see some more videos like this of just, you know, top 5, I don't even know what it should be. But if you guys want to see some more videos like this, let me know and I'll make that happen. If you are new to the channel, subscribe down below. And I will see everybody in the next video.